I leave politics to others. I serve the lord of the castle.
Life here has many advantages. Don't you agree?
I think my father wanted to see you. Have you talked to him yet? That's a long story. I guess we kind of have to go way back, to the very beginning. Do you know where vampirism came from? Exactly. The first vampire came from W.A.T.E.R. She was not a willing subject, but she was still the first. W.A.T.E.R is a powerful Daedric lord, and his will is made reality. For those willing to subjugate themselves, he will still bestow the gift, but they must be powerful in their own right before earning his trust. The ceremony was degrading. Let's not revisit that. But we all took part in it. Not really wholesome family activity, but I guess it's something you do when you give yourselves to a Daedric lord. Well, you've met most of us. My father's not exactly the most stable, and eventually he drove my mother crazy with him. And it all ended with me being locked underground for who knows how long. It's definitely been a bad thing, on the whole. I will be. Just give me a little time.
Ah, you are here. Good. Yes, I did. When I told you that I was grateful for my daughter's safe return, I told the truth. But I did not tell you everything. Good. Strong instincts and a cunning mind will serve you as well as blade, spell, or claw. As you know, vampires are powerful, but we have limits. Our great enemy is the sun. And until recently, it's an enemy we've had no way to fight. For centuries, I searched for an answer to this problem. I found an old prophecy written by a moth priest. Those scholars who read the Elder Scrolls. The prophecy tells of a time in which vampires will gain power over the sun and will no longer fear its tyranny. I believe the secret to unraveling that prophecy is written in Serana's Elder Scroll. I have ordered the court to assemble. I have a new task for us all to carry out, and that includes you. Come now, and hear my proclamation. Scions of the night, hear my words. The prophesied time is at last upon us. Soon we will claim dominion over the sun itself, and forge a new realm of eternal darkness. Now that I have reclaimed one of my Elder Scrolls, we must find a moth priest to read it. I have spread false rumors about the discovery of an Elder Scroll in Skyrim to lure a moth priest here. Now it is time to see if those efforts have borne fruit. Go forth and search the land for rumors of a moth priest within our borders. Look to the cities. Speak to innkeepers, carriage drivers, anyone who would meet a traveler. Go now, and carry out this task. This is my command!
Any idea how you're going to find a moth priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place. Well, back before you know. The College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go for any kind of magic or historical thing. The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to come along with you. I've been really wanting to get out and explore a bit. I mean, as much as anyone. Not a lot. You'd figure a couple 100 years locked away with one would have given me some insight, but no. Turns out you don't learn much from just sleeping with something. I guess so. This better not be all the things you just can't be bothered with.
I am above the petty squabbles here. I have lived for far too long to be bothered with them.
You're new here, so I'll explain this once. You feed from the thralls as much as you like. You kill them, and I'll split you in half. All over Skyrim. It's my job to collect them. I try and keep something for everyone. For every taste, I mean. Sometimes you get one who comes willingly, but most have to be convinced to join us here. Speak with Fiora Bloodmouth. She has something for you. Aye. You're welcome here, as long as you don't overfeed on the thralls. You're welcome here, as long as you don't overfeed on the thralls. Let me go.
If you require assistance, if you would, please also contain your summon. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the colony. I sure know. Those archaic policies died out with the Mages Guild, and were never enforced here. Necromancy, as any other type of magic, is a tool to be used. Of course, non-mages may not see it that way, so we don't go around flaunting it. I'll teach you some of what I know, but be careful. Not within society, no. Many who practice within the school of conjuration do so on their own, secretly. Thalion is the only one I know who is public about what he does. He was once my teacher here, but left the He didn't like the Archmage. Hated dealing with him. Hated having to... Thalion said he hated what this place was becoming. I understand he settled down in Hvergelmirs, and his presence there caused something of a problem. Ah, that, yes. It's possible that there was less than the necessary amount of oversight. That's still being... But we've had no contact. Arniel wondered if perhaps they'd somehow managed to get themselves lost in the Outer Realms. I'm not sure. As I recall, Elos Tai was practicing illusion spells. And then there's Borvir and Rundi. Those two boys were upset. Something about using frost magic to chill the mead for a certain period of time. I felt it was a waste, but the Archmage let them proceed. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? A moth priest? What in Oblivion do you need a moth priest for? Fine, fine. No need to get your britches in a twist. The obvious answer is to go to the Imperial City. The moth priests make their home in the White Gold Tower. Sometimes they go out looking for Elder Scrolls. Lucky for you, there's a moth priest in Skyrim right now, doing just that. He stopped in to do some research in the library, then left for Dragonbridge. If you hurry, you might catch him there.
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about. I'd read stories about the Solitude Windmill, but I didn't expect it to be that big.
I take care of the horses, and the goats, and the chickens, and the garden. Talk to Gaiman if you want a horse. Or Katla if you're looking for work. I can.
Who's there?
I'm getting out of here.
Sure?
Show yourself!
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just to cut this.
I'm on my... It's a windhelm to join up with the stormcloaks. Oh! It has the right of it.
I'm hoping to run my own inn someday.
Fate is the name. I keep the inn. Something different about you, I can tell. Hope you ain't here to cause trouble. They say Falion of Morthal has studied vampires, Draugr, and all matter of undead. Until next time.
Fida's teaching the innkeeper's trade. Please stop looking at me like that.
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
Careful. Yes?
Seen some mean-spirited folk pass through lately. Thought I was rid of those sorts when I left Mark. A moth priest? I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about that.
Try asking one of the guards.
I grew up an orphan on the streets of Markarth. I'd have died there too, but for the kindness of an old warrior named Logrolf the Bent. Logrolf rescued me and gave me enough money to get out of the city. I followed the Karth River north and came here. When I met Michelle, I knew this is where I belonged. I suppose that's it, really. Both the Imperials and Stormcloaks have sent riders this way. They stayed at the inn but didn't pay. They said soldiers don't need to pay because they're risking their lives to protect us. And that's not all. They took a heap of our lumber, and one tried to have his way with my daughter. They think they can do whatever they want. Of course. Every night I pray that we don't get a visit from a dragon. You ask if I'm worried. I'm terrified, if you want the truth of it.
I'm no fan of the
Stay
sun.
strong for my wife and children. All right, then.
Are you a soldier? I don't know what a moth priest is, but I did see an old man in a robe not long ago. He's riding in a wagon with some Imperial guards. They didn't stop to visit, though. They rode through town, heading south, and went across the big bridge. It was only just a little bit ago. I bet you can catch them if you hurry up. Bye.
These vampires are becoming a real menace.
Who's there? Who's there? Bruce?
You win!
Where'd you come from?
You're already dead. Damn you. You don't stand a chance.
Bruce?
That's the best you could do. Enough! Your kind are a blight upon Tamriel, monster. Your kind are a blight upon Tamriel, monster. If you think I'll help you, you're mistaken. But my
Knew I
master
heard
is
something.
By the divines, it's as if my eyes have been opened. I am blinded by the light of your majesty. I must obey you. What would you have of me, master? Certainly. Where can I find this castle? I will set out at once, then.
Your skin's as pale as the snow. I'm scared of it.
Where'd you come from?
Well done. Somehow I knew it would be you and Serana who found our moth priest. Yes, I see that. I trust his capture was not too difficult a task. I wish I could have been there to hear the sounds of their screams. Well, your thrall awaits, and we have given him the Elder Scroll. Command him to read it, and let us hear the words of prophecy together.
If you need anything, say the word. I can still forge a decent blade.
Master, I have done as you asked and traveled here. Of course. What is it that you need me to do? Ah, yes, the Elder Scroll. I admit, I am looking forward to this. Of course, Master. Now, if everyone will please be quiet, I must concentrate. I see a vision before me. An image of a great bow. I know this weapon. It is Oriel's bow. Now a voice whispers, saying, among the night's children, a dread lord will rise. In an age of strife, when dragons return to the realm of men, darkness will mingle with light, and the night and the day will be as one. The voice fades and the words begin to shimmer and distort. But wait, there is more here. The secret of the bow's power is written elsewhere. I think there is more to the prophecy, recorded in other scrolls. Yes, I see them now. One contains the ancient secrets of the dragons, and the other speaks of the potency of ancient blood. My vision darkens, and I see no more. To know the complete prophecy, we must have the other two scrolls.
That was not as useful as I would have liked. Even so, you did well. My traitor wife stole one of them away and then disappeared. As for the other, the last that I heard, it was lost in the bowels of a W.A.T.E.R ruin. It seems our work is not yet done. But I have waited this long, and we are so very close now. I can wait a bit longer.
Do you have a moment to talk?
If you need anything, say the word. I can still forge a decent blade.
Do you have a moment to talk? That moth priest, Dexian. He said we needed 2 other Elder Scrolls. I think I know where we can start looking. Didn't want that lot getting wind of it. Especially my father.
Yes, that. There were, I don't want to hear about it. I want what I asked.
It's not a question of trust. He's just obsessed with the prophecy. And from what I could tell, 1,000 extra years of obsession haven't made him any better. We should have found him a hobby. I don't even think he sees me as his daughter anymore. I'm just a means to an end. We need to find my mother, Valerica. She'll definitely know where it is. And if we're lucky, she actually has it herself. The last time I saw her, she said that she'd go somewhere safe. Somewhere that my father would never search. Other than that, she wouldn't tell me anything. But the way she said it, someplace he would never search. It was cryptic, yet she called attention to it. Maybe. What I can't figure out is why she said it that way. Besides, I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking. And he's had all this time, too. Any ideas? Wait, that almost makes sense. I used to help my mother tend a garden in the courtyard here. All of the ingredients for our potions came from there. She used to say that my father couldn't stand the place. Too peaceful. Oh, absolutely. But my mother's not a coward. That is, I don't think we'll actually trip over her there, but it's worth a look. Trust me, I lived here a very long time and I know every nook and cranny. There's an unused inlet on the northern side of the island that was used by the previous owners to bring supplies into the castle. An old escape tunnel from the castle exits there. I think that's our way in. Come on, it's just around the side. Yes? What did you need? Yes? What did you need?